This is Money Motivation and Mike, and I'm your host, Michael Wainwright. In charge of the show is Jason Wright. And hello to you, world. This is the show that will change your life. Coming at you today with credit score. Everyone has a credit score. I have never been a credit score person. Now, that's also because I have been self-employed all my life, and I have a personal relationship with the bank, and they have loaned me money on the thoughts and abilities that I can pay it back. They also understand how business works, and sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not so great. So credit score has not been that big of a deal to me over the last 30 years. I want to throw that out before I now point out the importance of credit score. And I've never felt this way, ladies and gentlemen, but credit score is a bigger deal today, in my opinion, than it's ever been, probably since credit score was invented. And the reason being is because the small banks are going away. There's only a few left where you can have that personal relationship, and the big banks have gobbled them up, brought them into their portfolio, and made their bank just that much bigger. Banks taking over banks. And when you do that, you lose that personal touch. And when that happens, you walk in there and you are that old saying, I'm just a number. You are just a number when you walk in now to make a car loan, to maybe make a house loan, etc. And the first thing they're going to do is check your credit score. And Jason, believe it or not, I know people that have more money in the bank than what they were going to borrow that was turned down because their credit score wasn't what they wanted it to be.
Right.
And credit score is based a lot on debt. And there's also that old saying, if you don't have any debt, you're probably not going anywhere. Now, I know we've got some financial advisors out there that doesn't believe in that and get out of debt. But the fact is you have to have debt. I'm going to explain what a credit score is. And then I'm going to talk to you about maybe where you stand and where you stand compared to the national averages that I have right now in front of me. Nevertheless, your credit score is a number that reflects the information in your credit report. All right. Well, that's a no-brainer. All right. And there are three companies that do credit report. I think it TransUnion, Experian, and I believe there's one more.
TransUnion?
TransUnion
Yeah.
and Experian are the two that get used the most. Equifax. And like I say, TransUnion and Experian are the ones that I know that a majority of the banks use. And Experian is even more than that, but I'm going to use TransUnion today. Your credit report is a record of your credit history. It includes the information about whether you pay your bills on time and how much you owe your creditors. Your credit score can change depending on how your credit history changes. Your credit score basically changes every 30 days based on the banks, your mortgage, your credit cards, any type of debt you have out there, and including someone inquiring on your debt. So you go out here and apply for a loan. Typically, that is a 10-point dock on your credit score because there now is an opportunity for a liability for you to get a liability, which then in return could increase your debt, which then would lower your credit score. So your credit score can affect whether you can get a loan or how much you can get or that you don't get anything at all. That's how credit score works. TransUnion works on 309 being the lowest credit score that you can get and 839 being the highest credit score you can get. Now, they break it down basically into the 50s. So 550 to 559, 600 to 649, so forth and so on. And I was actually astonished at the credit scores and how high some of these are. That line right there of around 700 is kind of the foul line, if you will. Now, there's a lot of loans made in the 600s. Seems like when you hit 700, there's not a whole lot of questions. And definitely below 600 into the fives is a major concern for the potential company that's loaning you out the debt. All right. From 800 to 839 in the United States of America, and this is on percentages. Any idea what percentage of people in the United States have an 800 or better credit score? Any thoughts?
I would say it's 10 or 15%.
18%.
Okay.
I would have never. I can believe that one.
Yeah.
Now let's go from 750 to 799. 28%. 46% of the United States have a credit score of 750 or better. And we are in a debt, big time debt, big time credit card debt, late payment history, borrowing more than we can pay back. We are in that type of a generation. We're in that type of an economic situation where that comes into play. And to have 46% of the citizens in the United States that obviously have a working credit score, to have 46% of those above 750 is astonishing to me. And then we come back down here. I told you 18% from 800 to 839. It's also 18% from 700 to 749. All right. So we've got 36 and 28, 64. 64% of the country has a credit score above 700, which I believe in the information that I have heard over the years is kind of the line. 64% have 700 or more. I mean, that's 2/3. Mm-hmm. And I can't even fathom that. That's funny. It's crazy. I would have thought it'd been just the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And frankly, from 650 to 699, and there's nothing really a whole lot wrong with that credit score. It's 13%. I mean, you're into the mid 70s from 650 and above. You go down here to the bottom. I told you it was in 50 increments. It's actually from 500 on, it's in 50 increments. From 300 to 499, we have 2%. 500 to 549, 5%. And 550 to 599, 7%. So you're only talking about 14% of the country with a credit score below 600. That's strong.
I would not have thought.
I would not have thought it either. And I got this information straight from TransUnion themselves. Interesting stuff right here on a afternoon in the fall of 2025 with that many people, that percentage of people with those type of credit scores. So, like I say, never been a big credit score person, but I think it's more important to you today than ever before because you are no longer judged in 99% of the cases on your past. And I've had a banker tell me this, Jason. The bank that I do most of my banking at, or have done most of my banking at, not necessarily anymore. I've been there since 1992. Mm-hmm. And just in the last couple of years, you go in there and you go through the regiment now like you've never been in that place. You've never applied for a loan. Yeah. You start over with everything.
Gotcha.
I said, well, what's going on? And well, this bank's bought this bank and they bought this bank. And now you've got 500 branches that all work on the same regiment of guidelines to loan out money. So I can't go loan you at, let's say, 650. I can't go loan you X amount of dollars at X amount of percentage rate because the guy in San Antonio applies and he can't get that information. He can't get that rate because he don't know his banker like I know my banker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we see when you do that, then you get into all of the laws of you will do business with them and you won't do business with me. And that's where racism comes into play. And not necessarily over color, but because of a credit score.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought about that that way, huh?
Got to boil it down.
Got to boil it down.
Keep it to the numbers.
So we'll just say a non-white person walks in with a credit score of, let's just say 650. And that particular banker or anybody in that bank cannot do favoritism towards that person, even though they've got a 30-year history with them. They can't give them anything that they don't give the brand new guy with the same credit score who's 25 years old and had never even had a credit card.
Yeah.
Incredible. I would encourage you to find out what your credit score is, and I'd encourage you to find out why you may have some hiccups on it.
There's the two major factors in our, I'm sorry, I don't want to jump.
Bring it on in here.
So two major factors for that is payment history.
Yep.
Which, do you pay on time? That's one of the biggest factors.
Mm-hmm.
The second biggest factor is credit utilization. How much of your available credit are you using, credit cards and such, which is about 30% of the score, and payment history is about 35% of the score.
And listen to this crazy deal. We have a lot of people that live off their credit cards.
Me.
We also, yeah, but here, okay, let's just use your example.
Yeah.
But you pay it off every month.
My payments are set up to automatically come out for the full amount.
You pay it
every
off
single time. Yeah.
every month.
So actually, I'm just leaving money on the table if I don't use credit cards.
So you're doing it because you're getting miles or you're getting points or you're getting whatever, hotels.
Right.
And you're not paying any interest.
Exactly.
All right. But on the day that your credit is pulled.
Yeah.
You got a $15,000 line of credit.
Yes.
And the day they pull it, you've got $14,000 on it.
Yeah.
Huge debt in their minds.
Right. Even though those amounts are paid off every single month.
You can pay it off tomorrow.
Yeah. I would have to plan for this, pay it completely off before I go in there and let them report that, and then
you can
go in there and let them run my score.
Obviously, you're paying your bills.
Yeah. Because
you never have any interest.
Yeah.
But if they pull it on that particular day,
yeah,
and you got a $14,000 balance instead of a $2,200 balance, yeah. Oh my gosh, this guy's got 15 grand. He's maxed it out. He's at 14,000.
Yeah.
He's high risk. Donk, 15 points, 20 points, whatever it is, however they do it.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Right.
You are just a number.
Yep. That is correct.
Continue to follow us at MX3.VIP and on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@MX3 Podcast, which, Jason, by the way, is approaching 210,000 subscribers. We are well on our way to 250,000 by the end of the year with 3.5 months to go. Go to our YouTube and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that Jason can notify you. Now, Mondays at 9. And last week was our first ever week to have a second episode. When did it get released?
Thursday, 9 o'clock.
Thursday at 9, Monday and Thursday.
Yep.
You got 2 days. You can do Monday, and you got 3 days to dissect the important information was given to you before you do another one. And that's going to try to be our track record here moving forward. And we had a lot of listeners and a lot of viewers to both episodes. So apparently they're wanting more information. Thank y'all. Until next time, continue to live your life the right way.